Hello and welcome to Superscreen News at 6, reaching you live from the city of Lagos State, Nigeria. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. And now, a former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Tunde Lemon, has been appointed Chairman of the Federal Emergency Road Maintenance Agency, FERMA. President Muhammadu Buhari, in a letter seeking legislative approval, also appointed a new managing director and 6 members of the board of FERMA. Senate President Bukola Saraki read the letter during plenary today.
In accordance with provision of Section 2 of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency Amendment Act 2007, I forward herewith the nominations of a chairman, a managing director, and 6 representatives drawn from each of the 6 geopolitical zones as members of the governing board of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency for confirmation by the Senate. Mr. Tunde Lemon, Chairman, Engineer Nuruddin Abdurrahman Rafindadi, Managing Director, Buba Silas Abdullahi, Executive Director, Baba Gana Muhammad Ajib, Executive Director, Engineer Shehu Usman Abdullahi, Executive Director, Loretta Ngozi Chukwu Nagolu, Executive Director, Mujadu Stanley Dako, Executive Director, and Vincent Oladapo Kolawole, Executive Director. While hoping that the request will meet the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, Mr. Senate President, the assurances of my highest esteem. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
Meanwhile, senators from the southeast have protested alleged discrimination by President Muhammadu Buhari in his appointment of federal government, departments, agencies, and parastatals, adding that nominees were from a particular section of the country. The lawmaker raised points of order to ask the chamber to suspend further consideration and screening of nominees pending the presentation and adoption of the report by the Committee on Federal Character.
I don't have problem with any particular part of Nigeria, but I have problem with the way government is directing its appointments. Over the last 2-3 weeks, we've had cause to either discuss this FEMA that has been announced today, or the NDIC, or the AMCON, or Federal Civil Service Commission. The heads of all these parastatals have come from one particular part of Nigeria. And this is completely unfair. We can't sit in this Senate and allow that to go out. So I believe we need to point it out to the federal government to ensure that every part of Nigeria is represented in the running of Nigeria. Mr. President, I am of the opinion that we should not continue with the screening, because it will be functus officio that for them, if they conclude everything, and we still come back and start talking about the issue. So if we want actually to do justice to all parts of the country, I'm of the opinion, I'm strong of the opinion, that we should keep everything in abeyance.
In line with what was discussed and this one, I am moving and suggesting that we should step down this item until the Committee on Federal Character comes in and gives us give us a true picture, because we cannot have everything coming from one area. We are talking about federal character, so let's make it holistic, so that the federal character should come up like I'm supporting the leader in a way that we should look at the holistic full picture.
If you look at this appointment that was made, there are some states, for instance, it is the turn of Ebonyi State, but when you look at that appointment, the states that are not finished, they were re-appointed again, instead of appointing where the appointment was. So I want to do is that they should handle it together.
We're all on the same side. Nobody wants any injustice to any part of this country. But we all agree that at the moment we're just all speculating. It's not based on a document that we've all agreed on. I'm just asking a plea that let us get the document from federal character. If the document from federal character suggests what you are saying, then we hold action. But if it would be unfair, if the document from federal character does not support that, so all I want to appeal, we'll tell our chairman of federal character, bring a report on Tuesday. If the report on Tuesday suggests that TSP is right, then we will not consider this report. I give you a word on that. And if it's not, we will consider the report. I think this is only fair. Distinguished colleague, let us
In reaction, the Senate President Bukola Saraki mandated the Committee on Federal Character to investigate President Buhari's appointments and present reports to the chamber by next week Tuesday. And now the Akwa Ibom House of Assembly says 29 bills and 120 resolutions have been passed in the last 3 years. Speaker of the House, Onofio Kluk, who disclosed this to journalists, said different committees of the House conducted 30 public hearings during the period. Luke said the bills include 15 private member bills out of 41 presented and 14 executive bills, with about 37 others currently at different legislative stages. According to him, the bill was passed to fast-track economic development and diffuse the dividends of democracy directly to the masses. The Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Mohammed Ibn Chambers, says conflicts between herdsmen and farmers in Nigeria is becoming more sophisticated and deadlier. This came as 8 suspected kidnappers of the Chibok schoolgirls and 14 other makers of improvised explosive devices for the Boko Haram sect, including 3 commanders, were arrested and paraded at the Borno Police Command in Maiduguri. Chambers, who is head UN Office for West African and the Sahel, UNOWAS, in a report presented to the UN Security Council, said the violence is a major security threat in the region, warning that it risks changing into terrorist attacks. He said in the Lake Chad Basin, the gains made by the Nigeria Armed Forces and the multinational Joint Task Force has not stopped the Boko Haram from remaining active in the region. And our Zamfara State Police Command has deployed its personnel after suspected bandits invaded some villages in the state. Commissioner of Police in the state, Kenneth Ebrimsim, disclosed this to journalists when he confirmed the attack. Ebrimsim said a police patrol team responded swiftly to the distress call of attacks on Sikida and Giade villages of Gidongoga district in Maradun local government area of the state. The police commissioner also said the bandits fled after killing 3 persons following the arrival of the security operatives. And now for some politics-related story, the All Progressives Congress, APC, lawmaker in Edo State, Ojo Asain, has been suspended by the Humomora Ward 2 for alleged anti-party's activities. The APC Ward Chairman, Loki Arroyo, who disclosed this in a statement, said the local government and the state party secretaries have been notified of his suspension. Arroyo said Asain allegedly held several meetings with an opposition party during which he allegedly told his supporters to prepare for party defections. The lawmaker representing Owan West constituency in the Edo State House of Assembly was also accused of inciting his supporters against the decision of a state party secretary. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress, APC in Osun State, has announced a new date for the primary election and would hold on Friday, July the 20th. A statement issued and signed by the Director of Public Research and Strategy of the party in the state, Kunle Oyatomi, said the postponement is due to the unforeseen development in the state. However, the party's National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, in another statement, said the Osun Congress Committee, headed by Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari, would meet with the stakeholders of the party in due time. And now the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has insisted that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, purportedly alerted the results of the Ekiti State governorship elections. The National Working Committee of the party, in a statement through their National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbodinyo in Abuja, alleged that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, doctored the results of the poll to favor the All Progressives Congress, APC. The opposition party claimed that apart from the purported discrepancies between the actual votes cast at the polling centers and the results released by INEC, there were evidence that the electoral umpire pulled down the original results from his database to accommodate the alterations. And I will go on the break now. When we return, it'll be time for some business stories. Stick around.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but the Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Herdsmen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are fighting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop there 4 million naira, which I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back to Superscreen News at 6, and now for some business stories. The federal government has unveiled the branding and livery for the new national carrier, Nigerian Air, adding that the airline would be inaugurated at the end of the year 2018. According to a statement issued, the Minister of State for Aviation, Hadi Sirika, disclosed this to journalists during the Famburu Air Show in Lagos. The ministry said the branding and naming of the new national carrier came after a social media campaign that was undertaken by the Ministry of Transportation. And now the House of Representatives has mandated the Committee on Banking and Currency to investigate the black marketing of mint naira notes on the street and its unavailability in the banks. The lower chamber also urged the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to commence immediate withdrawal from all banks such mutilated notes from circulation and replace them with new notes, especially the 100 naira notes. This was sequel to a motion sponsored by Adekoya Adeshegun, who noted that the naira is greatly losing its value in the international market and facing a serious war within the country.
Worried that bacteria naturally breathe and live in dirty environment and objects, hence, dirty naira notes could pose serious health risks as they have been found to contain pathogenic parasites and bacteria, and are therefore sources of infection as well as potential carriers of communicable diseases. Also worried that diseases such as nosocomial infections, human influenza virus, hepatitis A virus, and others have been found on some of these dirty naira notes. Aware that as these notes stay longer in circulation, they gather dirt from one hand to the other.
Abdul Majid also expressed worries that diseases such as nosocomial infections and the human influenza have been found on some of the dirty notes. The Green Chamber therefore mandated the committees on legislative compliance and banking and currency to ensure strict compliance to the deliberated matter. Still in the business scene, the Senate has approved the payment of subsidy claims totaling 348 billion naira to all marketing companies based on a request by President Muhammadu Buhari. The approval was made at the plenary following the adoption of the interim report by the Senate Committee on Petroleum Downstream Sector on the promissory note program and bond issuance to settle inherited local debts and contractual obligations to petroleum marketers in the country. Some of the marketers are to get full payment: ITO Company, Bovas and Capital Oil, Eternal, Folawio Energy, Hyden Integrated Oil, and Mobile, amongst others. Meanwhile, the Senate has launched an inquest into alleged irregularities in the ongoing oil and gas lease renewal and the alleged massive loss of government revenue. This followed the motion sponsored by Senator representing Ondo Central, Omotayo Alashwa-Dura, who said the Senate Committee on Petroleum Resources has been inundated with a plethora of petitions and complaints on multiplicity of irregularities surrounding the ongoing renewal of oil and gas leases since December 2017.
Senate further observes that the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and the Department of Petroleum Resources have deliberately, willfully, and brazenly decided to depart from the subsisting legal framework and due process mandated by extant law for the renewal of all leases. Senate is concerned that the irregularities being perpetrated by the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and the Department of Petroleum Resources in the ongoing lease renewal process is capable of denying government revenue in excess of $10 billion as a result of illegal discounts and rebates in the process of lease renewal. Senate is further concerned that the Department of Petroleum Resources has willfully and deliberately refused to provide the Senate Committee on Petroleum Resources upstream with relevant information and data.
What this Parliament can do is, for once and for all, to bring the Minister to make a clarification about the actions he has taken. $10 billion is no small amount of money. And I'm of the belief that if we can get to the root of this matter, it will also open other kind of worms in the petroleum sector. This motion opens the whole process as it is vague and very unclear. So I believe that our intervention here should be in such a way that we must do everything possible to open up the oil industry as a central focus of our Nigeria's economy.
Nigeria has enough law in their statutes to take care of illegalities. This House, every day here, we come across people who have violated the systems and there's no sanction applied. As long as you don't apply sanction and no consequence, if you continue, NNPC is the bedrock of corruption in this country. We know that. And there's no question about that. We've seen many cases of that, even in public accounts. But if you continue, the renewal is the bottom line where people can make a lot of money from. But you can't continue to torture the country. And at the end of the day, the minister himself refuses to come. If you call the minister to come, must come and give a quality argument and support system that the reason why you take those actions. Because I know many people who are complaining their licenses have been revoked without due causes. Others who are not deserved are being renewed. We can't continue playing this way.
Reacting, the Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, appealed to the regulating agencies and enforcement agencies to wake up to their responsibilities in ensuring that the right things are being done, while all the lawmakers also suggested an all-inclusive investigation into the matter.
One of our major problems is the issue of enforcement and regulations, because we have sufficient rules, to guide us in almost all sectors. So I just want to appeal to regulatory agencies and enforcement agencies to wake up to their responsibilities in order to ensure that the correct things are done in this country, irrespective of who is involved. And I'm sure that now that we are taking up this matter, that should be a good way to start, or at least to continue to ensure that we put our people on the right path of not only transparency but enforcement of rule of law, including enforcement of existing laws, and then regulatory agencies ensuring that the correct things are being done. Mandate the Senate Committee on Petroleum Resources upstream to investigate all issues related to the ongoing lease renewal be undertaken by the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and the Department of Petroleum Resources, and to report to the Senate the anomalies in the ongoing lease renewal process and identify appropriate measures to correct the said anomalies. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
In other news, the federal government has relocated the Abeokuta train station for the proposed Lagos-Abeokuta rail project, earlier scheduled to be located at the Trade Fair Complex in Ladering in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi, who disclosed this after a visit to the project site, said the train station will now be sited at the Obanu City, a 6-kilometer distance from the state capital. Amechi said the earlier chosen site was declared unsuitable by engineers, adding that the new location will enhance the new city development project as well as attract rapid development to the area in Ogun State. We'll take another break now. When we return, it'll be time for us to check out the latest and the foreign team, of course, with some sports news. Stick around.